Alright guys, so we have a cone and it lies on a sphere of radius 1. Yo, what? No, sorry, it's a really confusing diagram. The right circular cone lies inside a sphere of radius 1. Alright, so give me a second, I'm going to draw a sphere here. I think this is what it's telling me. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's so complicated. So, the cone is inside a sphere, and it's the sphere's radius that's 1, not the circle's radius, the sphere's radius. Right? So, to be honest, as a start off, that would confuse me, right? So, yeah, it's terrible when they do stuff like that. You can't even start the question. See that green line? That's the radius of the sphere. You cool with that? And the radius of the sphere can be in any direction, can't it? 3D object. Is that alright? So we'll just go back 2 steps. That green distance is the 1. Okay? The radius of the circle. Does everybody see the circle, which is the base of the oh sorry, I can't even draw that. It's an ellipse, isn't it? But it's actually a circle. Everybody cool with that? And what's the radius of the circle? R. Okay, so there is a circle down the bottom, and its radius is R. Okay, so, and that's a circle. It's just at an angle. All right. Now, to give you the volume of the cone formula, which is this one, find R in terms of x. No bother. Now, does it give us the volume of the cone? Anybody gives us the volume of the cone? It doesn't. And does it give us? And we have the height. The height is here. Okay. Or in terms of x. All right. Pythagoras' theorem. Everybody cool with Pythagoras' theorem? So what we're going to go for here? 1 squared equals x squared plus r squared, and then we're looking for r on its own, so what's that going to be? R squared equals 1 minus x squared, r therefore equals the square root of 1 minus x squared. We cool with that? Alright, there's an easy 5 marks. H in terms of x. H in terms of x. Now, how are we going to find H? That is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I actually know it, but I'll show you now. Yeah, I know, I'm surprised as well. Look at this. Ready? I'm going to draw a line from here to here in a different colour other than green. What can you tell me about the length of this line? Huh? Alright. So what you say was? 1 plus x. Now, yeah, it's 1 plus x, isn't it? Because it's 1 from here to here, because that's the radius of the sphere. And then there's an extra x there. So h actually equals 1 plus x. Okay? So that's where that comes from. So, something that looks very daunting is actually becoming quite manageable once you break it down into its little pieces, okay? Next part. Show that the volume of the cone is given by the following formula. No bother. What's it? 1/3 pi r squared h. Volume equals 1/3 pi. Radius squared is what, guys? I think we have it here, don't we? Radius squared is 1 minus x squared. And the h value? Okay. 1/3 pi. Let's multiply this out. 1 plus x minus x squared minus x cubed. Is that what I asked me for? We cool? Done. Alright. What is the domain? Is what we're looking for next. Okay? Now, I've decided I'm just going to do the individual parts rather than the volume. So I'm going to look at the height and the radius separately. Is that right? So where's the height? The height is valid for any value of x bigger than -1. How do I know that? Any value bigger than -1, it will actually have a valid height, won't it? If I put in 1, -1, what happens? It has a height of 0. So that's the first little thing we have. That's the first little nugget of information we have. Next piece of information is the radius has to be bigger than 0. So what does that mean? Yeah. So what does that mean then? So square both sides. That would mean r squared would have to be bigger than 0 as well, wouldn't it? So it's 1 minus x squared is bigger than 0. 1 is bigger than, oh sorry, I'll multiply both sides by minus, it's easier. Is everybody happy with x squared minus 1 bigger than 0? What shape of function is that? U-shaped, N-shaped? U-shaped. Where does it cross the axis? -1 and 1. You want it to be bigger, don't you? So what does that mean? So ergo, what's your answer? Oh, I forgot to change it, did I? Ah, I knew something was weird. So multiply both sides by negative. So I'm actually looking for smaller than 0, which is that there. So what does that mean? X is bigger than -1, but smaller than 1. And that fits in with our other answer up there, doesn't it? I can verify this in 40 seconds. How do I verify my answers? Anybody? No. Yeah, you're in a test. So what would you do? Table function, alright? Go to your table function and do 1/3 r. I say 1/3 pi. Shift pi. And then you have 1 plus x minus x squared minus x cubed, is it? We cool there? Start at -2, finish at 2, step of, I don't know, 0.2, and let's see what happens. Alright, volume is positive there, but why is it not allowed? Even though the answer is positive, what's the problem? The height would be negative, wouldn't it? Alright, so we're just going to go down to this one. When the x value is -1, as predicted, the volume is 0. Positive, 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 and then all the way up to 1, is it? And then at 1 is 0, isn't it? And then it goes negative. That verifies what we were thinking. Alright, what's the next part of that question? Oh, state the domain. We did that, didn't we?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can x not be negative because O lies x meters from the center.
Sorry, can?
You got a negative distance. It has to be bigger than 0.
Sorry, here.
Yeah, so that can't be negative, can it?
It has to be a length though, no?
Yeah, so then x has to be bigger than 0.
Back of the book says 0 is less than x, less than 1.
0 is less than x, less than 1.
Rather than -1.
Yeah.
So x can't be negative. At all, x just can't be negative, full stop. Fair enough. So, x meters. Oh, sorry. The description of the question. Thank you, Jamie. Description of the question says x lies x meters. So you can't say it's -1 meters away. So it means any distance has to be bigger than 0. So the height wasn't actually relevant in that case. Bit of a mixture actually there, but there you go. So, everybody happy with 0? Right, cool. 0 less than x less than 1. Alright, what's the next part of the question? Find the v dx, yeah? Alright, differentiate it. And I just want to bring this over here. Okay. Alright, what you get when you differentiate this, we'll go for Jamie. I'll get on the board now. You're going to differentiate that.
Y over 3.
Yeah.
1 plus x minus x squared minus x cubed to the power of
Oh, I see what you're trying. Alright, give me a second with that. Alright. I see what you're doing, alright? Let me break it down to an easier stakes for you, right? What would you get if you had 5x squared minus 5x cubed? What would you get as your answer if you differentiate that?
10x minus 10x squared.
15x squared, okay? Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Now, what happens if I rewrote this as 5 into x squared minus x cubed? Right? And you ignored the 5 and just differentiated what was in the bracket. What would you get there?
2x minus 3x squared.
And when you multiply it back out,
10x minus 15.
gets the same answer. Now, you're getting mixed up with the chain rule. You were sort of thinking there was a power on the outside when there wasn't. Okay? So if it's to the power of 1, you can just do what I just did there, okay? So would you try it again for me? So leave the pi over 3 alone and work inside the bracket, because as we said, it's to the power of 1, not to the power of anything else. So give it a go.
1. Well, that goes to 0.
Yeah.
And 1.
Yeah.
Minus 2x.
Yeah.
And minus 3x squared.
Yeah. Come on, Charlie. You're alright. Right. And would everybody be okay? Just get rid of that 0 and just use it as, and get rid of that stupid plus there. And just write your answer as pi over 3 into all of that. Okay, what's the next thing he wants? Find when it equals 0. Which part causes it to be equal to 0? The pi over 3 or the quadratic equation? This part is what causes it to be equal to 0. And we're looking for the x value that causes it to be equal to 0. So what do we get then? Minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Then after that, what's then? Okay. Next part then.
3x minus 1 and x plus 1.
So what did you say?
3x minus 1 and x plus 1.
Yeah. X equals minus 1 or, oh sorry, x equals, which one's allowed? Jamie told me earlier that x equals minus 1 is not a valid answer, so we're just going to wipe that off the face of the planet. Great. And there's only one answer, which is the maximum. So what do you do with the value of a third? Sub it back into the original equation. And when you sub it back into the original equation, what you should get, anybody got it? 1 point what? 1.24. Centimeters cubed or meters cubed, or is it in meters? Meters cubed. Alright.